Onivia, League of Legends highlights.
Which poke support you put in the bottom lane alongside a center, but you could theoretically do that. Yeah, this is going to be the Jace into the Sion, and is a difficult one for Sion to deal with. Early, I think that T1 are going to have a lot of control. He gets Haymade as well.
Even going to come at the
Ooh, that was close. As now we're looking to try and get this dive onto Rascal. He flashes. Turret aggro picked up by Cuz and held onto absolutely beautifully. Great gank up there, and we mentioned
play as well. Like, it feels like Gen.G are just out macroing here. The value Teddy's getting on the top side is extremely mitigated. Even now with BDD showing up, he's going to get even less. This is definitely a trade that you want to take as Gen.G. Is it good enough for their composition later on? It's hard to say right now, it's hard to judge. But with the 2 Drake advantage, the extra gold that's given over to Ruler now, I mean, it's about as good as it gets without having a, racked up.
And we haven't seen any showstoppers really do very much from Life as well. Like,
yeah.
I want to see the set get in there and actually try to target right now. As, okay, here comes the train. Another flash comes out from Canna. That was already back up since their last fight. As Kemp Tank comes down, great knock up. And Clid should have the damage for this one. Canna just out of position, pushing up a little bit too far. Now Gen.G in a 4 versus 5 scenario, but there's 4 minutes left on this streak. What are you really fighting for?
Yeah, exactly.
At this stage of the game, as Faker jumps on over, he'll find the bubble. Onto Clid as BDD flashes in front of the Battlestar to keep his jungler alive, and now Ruler finds Faker, who may be overextended. Fate's call is going to land under the Tarm Camp as Faker spends so much time in his belly, but it means that Carrier gives up his life. Scat of the week is good onto Cuz, but that is 2 picks now for Gen.G. Well, BDD gonna get snared up. Life now in position to try to defend. Clid makes his way through, and now Teddy might be out of position. Devour going to be used, but now it's on cooldown. There's Scat of the week. Canna is dead once again, and here's the re-engage. Ulti comes through Cuz. Goes golden to mitigate it. Clid going to survive, and now the showstopper comes in. He's dead, actually, because there's no Fate's call to keep him alive. However, now Faker could be in trouble, and this is not the kind of fighting that T1 wants. Ruler in trouble. Yeah, this turret is 100% the MVP as Pierce does a lot of work onto Faker, and Gen.G are bullied out of the way for now.
I mean, this is where
think about if this was Ocean.
If this is Infernal or Ocean, yeah, it's a different story.
I mean, if it's Ocean, it's like infinite mana, and then you just like get all of your health back if you can actually.
And T1 is just not going to be afraid of this. This is a great moment for Kanda to go side lane. Look, that's exactly what he's doing. He's gone to the bottom side of the map because you don't need him to be here right now. He's got teleport.
You don't want him to be here, actually. You want to play 4-1. You lose team fights as T1, especially with Rascal being such a big menace in the front line. T1's comp, yes, it can outscale, but it's very different. The way that these 2 teams win is different. However, I feel like T1 should be able to, in the late game, force impossible situations onto Gen.G that Gen.G may not.
So he gets away with it.
Yeah, if he wins in a side lane, then it becomes so comfortable for T1, right? Because then they just get to threaten Baron, and then they're going to be able to turn and win a 4 versus 3 is okay. Now it's just body blocking. Spear going to connect. Ruler in a little bit of trouble. Does have a lot of lifesteal, so should be able to just use this wave to get himself back up. Oh no, Cuz! Going to get taken down solo. The Primal Surge was decent, but that orb will finish him off. That's the jungler dead, and now Gen.G might think about heading towards this Baron.
They have good vision control here too, Atlas. I mean, there's nothing for T1. They don't have the vision to actually throw these Battle Stars. They have to throw them blind. Well, they have to contest. They have to contest.
Faker will be able to get extra vision utilizing his portal jump, but 4 versus 5 is so dangerous. Life are looking for a little bit of a flank, and it is just going to be taken by Gen.G. They had the Rend, they had the Smite. No way that T1 could answer, and now maybe out of position as Rascal is hurting Teddy and Carrier. The 2-man face breaker is beautiful, and now Carrier needs to try and get over the wall, and he spits Teddy out. He might be safe, but BDD says absolutely not. And he's going to be able to find him exactly the perfect teleport. As Gen.G, they're actually they're farmers. They're farmers. They're hurting T1 right now.
It's insane. And BDD is playing the series of his life right now. He sets up the pick that goes on to Cuz at the most critical moment. It's proactive plays like this on the Syndra. We've been talking about it all playoffs. Sometimes Syndra feels like a boring pick, sit back and poke, not as interesting as so many of the other mid laners we have, but if you're able to just go forward, hit that Scour of the Week, and set up for a kill like this so consistently as we saw him doing the Orianna in game 1. I mean, we're 31 minutes into the game and they're still winning team fights, they're still getting picks. This should not be happening.
This is the difficulty with the poke comp though. This is something that we talk about all the time. When you fall behind, the snowball is so much easier. Like, it's a knife's edge style of composition, because now T1, how are you supposed to keep yourself together if Rascal can just walk up and soak everything and he's fine? As this CC needs to come through, right? Like Ruler getting tagged by Teddy, that gives you a lot of time, but Cleared getting some spare time with a turret is absolutely not what you want, as now T1 stretched a little bit thin, and Gen.G sieging this one beautifully despite their lower range.
They are in such a good position here to just take these turrets out. 30 seconds left on the Baron buff. Oh, look at
flashing on in, finds the face breaker. Faker has to flash out once again. It's going to be Rascal there driving the train forward, and Faker nowhere that he could go. Dawning Shadow isn't saving anyone as Carrier falls down as well. Teddy does have a fair bit of damage. There are lower health bars, but Gen.G just look inevitable right now.
They look like they want to end the game right now, Teddy.
Oh dear, Rascal just standing in front of him. Yes, that is a hell of a lot of damage. BDD, you have been so good this game. Cuz and Canna against the world. Can they actually do this? But I don't think the answer is yes. Nexus turret number 2 goes down. Gen.G move to 2-0 against T1 in the playoffs.
What an unbelievable start here for Gen.G and BD.